a fab hot take, maybe? I don't know. In other words, I'm hoping this is super short. Oh my goodness, Pansy is coming. She's not supposed to be this far away from home. Anyway, really short then because I'm worried about the cat. Yeah, so about work. First of all, I have 2 more examples of how clearly the manager does not actually want to be not only a manager but even a supervisor. She never made a schedule at all. And I kept checking in. I checked in at like noon time, maybe 1 o'clock. Nope, nobody knows what's going on. The suggestion was that I call her directly. Yeah, right, like that is never gonna happen. I'm kind of astounded. I'm pretty sure I actually do have her number. No way in hell am I gonna call her. And then I checked in again at 4 in the afternoon, and they're like, well, yeah, we got, to my knowledge at that point, they had 3 people working, and 2 were leaving at 5. So I was like, okay. So I get all ready, change my clothes, get my makeup on, get everything set up. 5 o'clock, the manager's there, and is like dumbfounded. Why am I working? Like, well, do you have a schedule yet? No, I just didn't make one. I'm just going to use the same schedule from last week. Well, last week, my part of the schedule was an absolute disaster. And 3 of the 4 days was having me work, like, overnight. And I was like, nope, nope, this doesn't work. And, like, oh my gosh. And there is sort of like a quick busy period, the early evening. So I was like, okay, well, I'm here, you know. Why I didn't just like turn around and leave, you know, shut everything off, log out. You know, but, you know, I went to the effort of the face. So I'm like, may as well do some work. I'll just, you know, do a couple hours. Plus, of course, I'm traveling next week and, you know, I don't have money stress. But you can always use some more money when you're going to be traveling, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just work a little bit. Okay, so there's problem number 1. She didn't make a schedule. She just said go along with the last week's. It didn't tell anybody. Oh, that's really cool. That's a big giant mushroom cluster. Turn this thing back off. Anyway, then there was somebody who was complaining to her about a service that we didn't do, and was like, well, if I give you like an extra $10, can somebody do this? And it's like, no. You know, there are limits, you know. Oh no, they're all back here. I have to go back and get them. Well, I guess I should turn right around anyway. Anyway, no, we just don't do it. right? Well, the thing is that the manager was talking to this person and explaining, I don't know what, I don't know, because, you know, there's another cat that I don't know who that is because it's chunky. Maybe it was a possum. A big possum, because the cats are staring. Anyway, so I have no idea what was going on, because then I was assigned, finished the job, and my next assignment by the manager was to do customer service and explain that we didn't do what was being requested. And I'm like, what? In other words, it was exactly like somebody who's complaining to somebody and they are like, okay, well, let me have you talk to the supervisor. And I'm like, okay, so it went from manager down to me. And I'm like, what the heck? There's Pops. Work thing. There's Poppy. And there's Percy, who, of course, I put the light on him. He's like hiding away. He's going away. Anyway, I'm like, what? What? You're the manager. You're the supervisor. You're the one that's in charge. If there's a problem, they go to you. You don't go back to somebody else. What the heck? So it lasted like 2 hours, which is not a lot. I mean, again, I was prepped mentally for doing a whole shift, like 8-10 hours. But as that's all I could handle of that crap. Like, what? What? Excuse me, but supervisors get paid more. Hello? And again, no schedule. I'm kind of like really impressed that, she just has faith in the universe that it's gonna work out. Because I'm like, especially Tuesday, I think I was the only one that was scheduled last Tuesday for the overnight, which means she has nobody scheduled for the overnight this week, because it ain't gonna be me. And next week's gonna be even worse, because I'm not even gonna be in the state. I'm gonna be gone. Which I suppose I should not put on the internet, but whatever. I'm putting it on the internet. I'm going away, thank God. What is up with this cat? He's acting really weird. He keeps flicking his tail around. Sorry I'm going back and forth here. I'm probably probably people sick anyway. What is wrong with you, cat? So anyway, back to the avoidant reaction. First of all, when all this insanity came up, I didn't say a word. I mean, what was going through my head? If there were thought bubbles over my head, holy crap. As a matter of fact, I did say to one of the other co-workers of mine, like, oh my God, I can't believe that the manager did this. I was like, well, yeah, we all have to. I'm like, you don't understand. This was a problem customer. That, it's not like I'm just like taking the next one in the queue. This is somebody that was being dealt with by the manager, who then shoved it off on somebody who was not in any sort of, supervisory capacity at all. I'm just like, what? As a matter of fact, I think that every single other person that was working at the time had higher level like computer access than I do. because of course there's a big hierarchy. I have never asked to get more access. I am not interested. If they offered it, I would turn it down. Not interested. Because I don't want to be a supervisor. Stunning. Anyway, again, the avoidant reaction is to basically, I mean, I was shocked. That's why I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Because I was addressed first, or else I would have kept my mouth shut. And again, I was immediately admonished. So I should have, kept my mouth shut. But anyway, and then the next reaction was, I mean, as soon, literally, everything shut down, and I went into my bedroom and I just collapsed and slept for like 2.5 hours. Exhausted. It's so exhausting. It's really interesting to me to really, because I've been paying attention, because I've been documenting it on here, because I'm crazy, and because the entire point of these videos is that somebody might like have a light bulb moment of themselves, or know what to expect if they're doing this kind of thing. I mean, this is really rare. I'm pretty brave for someone with avoidant personality disorder, that I keep traveling and all this other stuff. But I do put on here when I push past the avoidance and why. And it's usually interacting with people. Even though I do that so rarely, that is the focus of this. But this is definitely a work thing. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy again. Oh yeah, I am definitely crazy. I mean, it's been like, 11 years or something that I've been putting videos up. So maybe I have put a work thing up where I stood up for myself. I mean, I did, in that time, I got this job. So, I don't know if I put it up there or not, but that's why I'm putting this up here, so that people can realize what's going on, recognize it for themselves, and say, okay, see, I mean, this is normal for an avoidant. So I'm really paying attention, and I'm really surprised at it's such a physical reaction that I'm having, that I'm just exhausted or sick or dizzy or have a headache. It's clear as a bell. The one leads to the other. Period. There's a part of me going, good Lord, maybe it's time to do a different job. Because it's so, like, every time I do any work, although that's a lie, it's not every time I do any work, it's every time I work with this manager. It is specific to this one person. And I got to keep that in mind, because again, the avoidance wants to take over your life and make one little thing, an example of how it's going to be in the entire universe. One drop is the 100% of your life type of thing. I'm having this terrible interaction with this manager for very specific reason, which is that she's terrible. She's off the charts terrible. And she's really hard to deal with. Somebody just put in a comment that she seems narcissistic. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I can't diagnose that, but geez, yes, she is. I don't mean that she has a personality disorder. I just mean that, dang, she is narcissistic. Totally self-absorbed, and that's her only motivation, is what can she get out of things.